This anime begins with Suzuki, also known as Santo, a 29-year-old gaming programmer, runs to catch a train in order to get to his office and work on the weekend. But then everything turned upside down when he chose to take a brief nap after working day and night and repairing endless bugs. He slept claiming sleeping is his sole freedom, but when he opened his eyes, he was in another world. He initially assumed it was all a dream, but it wasn't. He also discovered that he is now a 15-year-old teenager. However, before Santo can clearly understand his situation, an army of lizard men attacks him, forcing him to cast a powerful spell in revenge, and Santo wipes. By applying unique abilities, the mount might be entirely destroyed, and his level is increased by 2 to 310, effectively maxing out a stat. As a high-level adventurer with a multitude of skills and no way back to reality, Soto is forced to live in this game world after beating the captain of the Lizard Man and obtaining the title of Conqueror of the Valley of Dragons. Soto still feels that everything is a dream. While sitting on the mountain, Santo was trying to log out of this game, and that's when he discovered his new magical abilities. He used a meteor shower at a distant place, but was still not distant enough, and now he has to run or he'll die from the meteor shower. He used as a test many ways he was still alive, and because of the high risks of the meteor shower, Santo decided to turn it off later. He changed into new clothes and drank some water. Took a nap. After the adventures in episode 1, Santo saw a group of people fighting with R. Their level was low and all of them were having a hard time defeating him. Seeing this, Santo jumped into the battlefield to save a girl and took her to a safe place. The girl thanked him for saving her life, and then they both introduced themselves out of nowhere. 2 girls attacked Santo thinking he kidnapped their friend. Xena told them to calm down, and also that Santo saved her life later. They all get along and Santo got an idea of city and its traditions. Santo gets a room for his stay and says goodbye to Xena and her friends later. He gets his paperwork done and gets a visa for the city that was valid only for 10 days. Santo booked a place for a stay and learned about the Demon Lord from the innkeeper after eating his meals. Santo, along with Martha, went to Teta Avenue to get general items such as clothes and other stuff in the market. Santo met 2 demi-humans and saved them from bullying. Santo then bought some hair clips for Martha as a thank you gift, but we all know our MC is trying to win her heart. Both of them returned home after shopping for a few more things, and Santo then ate a delicious lunch recommended by Martha. But when he went to sleep, he realized he ate too much. Xena meets Santo and tells him that she has no work today, so she wants to show Santo the beauty of this city. Santo smiled then agreed to go with her. After buying said to Yupatas, both of them sat in front of the fountain and enjoyed their treat. And by the way, it pretty much just looked like a date. Xena showed everything to Santo when they ate almost every kind of food. After that, Xena takes Santo to a church where she tells them about a holy sword that glows blue. If a person who holds it is a hero later, they meet Orna, a priest, as that serves Peron, a goddess. Orna thinks of Santo and Xena as a couple and makes a cute joke about it. That leaves both of our MCs blushing. Orna had an emergency and left while Xena continued to show Santo her city. While traveling, Santo sees something terrible that made him sad. He saw people throwing stones at demi-humans, thinking that they are devils and hitting them as gods. While seeing this, Xena jumped in front of them to stop the people from hitting them. Seriously, what is it with Isekai and racism against demi-humans? It's in like every one of them. Santo immediately searched for the master of these demi-humans and exposed him in front of the people who were throwing stones at the demi-humans. Suddenly a demon forced himself out of the body of the accused man and attacked everyone. Asada was trying to free the demi-humans. The escaped demon did something and trapped everyone in his master's cave. He's now trapped inside a cave and he must complete the mission to escape. In this labyrinth, Santo becomes the new master of the demi-humans and gives them names along with food, water, and clean clothes. Santo formed a team with Lisa, Toma, and Poch and started his journey to escape this strange cave. Santo notices that Lisa, Poch, and Toma are not getting any experience because all they're doing is obeying him. So to fix it, he starts ordering them to help him in killing the huge bugs. We all know Santo can kill these bugs, even with his eyes closed, but he wanted his comrades to gain an experience as well. Honestly, Santo seems to be a pretty good guy, starting to like him. Their level eventually increased after they had defeated many bugs together. Santo then gave them food and ordered them to take a 3-hour nap. They all become more devoted to Santo, as he proceeded to teach skills to them. After walking for a while and killing lots of monsters, a level 40 undead beast appeared and Soto was the only one who could feed him. He is level 310 after all. After defeating the monster, He saved some people and gave Lisa Toma and Poi orders to protect everyone from those strange slime-like monsters. Meanwhile, finds Xena and rescues her immediately. A group of soldiers found a treasure box when they opened it. The demon who trapped everybody in this cave came out. Everyone tried to kill him, but in vain. And on top of that, he summoned the Demon Lord, his master. And now the only person who can save everyone is Santo. Santo makes his appearance and sliced the Demon Lord with this sword and saved everyone, Lisa Tama. And Poch became the official slaves of Santo, and everything is now perfect. Arisa along with Lulu is presented to Santo as a slave, and Santo's confused about whether he should keep them as slaves or not. Santo ends up signing a contract and getting Arisa and Lulu as slaves. Now he has 5 slaves. After a short introduction to each other, they all returned back to the inn as they were on their way back. Santo realized everyone was hungry and decided to treat everyone to delicious food. Santo also bought cute dresses for everyone, and we can assure that Soto was a great kind of man. Santo arranged a room for Lisa Toma and Poetry and slept with Arisa and Lulu. Santo wakes up at night and finds Arisa kissing him. He felt something was off, and when he realized that Arisa was using your powers to seduce Santo, he simply ordered her to stop it. Arisa later also revealed that she wants to serve Santo, and she's fallen in love with him. Arisa gave Santo all the information about being summoned as a hero, and after listening to where Santo asked why she became a slave, they both fell asleep. Xena comes to meet Santo and becomes angry. After finding Santo sleeping with Arisa, Santo ran to clear the misunderstanding. And when things cooled down, Santo gave some money to his slaves and ordered them to go to the market to buy everything they want. Soto's behaving like a gentleman and treating everyone like they're his wives. Santo along with Xena is now looking for a property for rent, so all of them can live together in the same place. After searching and looking after a few houses, Soto could not find any house and decided to visit the market with Xena. As they were walking in the market, Santo's slaves appeared and showed him all the new clothes they had just bought. Santo liked an earring for Xena and bought it, and then they went to the hall to watch a play. The play was pretty boring and everyone including me wanted it to end after the play. Xena said goodbye to Soto and went to heal her injured comrades. Suddenly a large group of flying ants appeared and started to attack the people of the city. Poi and Toma protected the inn while Sat and Lisa guarded the main gate along with many other soldiers. The storm of flying ants finally ended, and Santo along with his slaves, now once again enjoying a great meal. However, the mystery had only just begun. Santo was attacked by a mysterious shadow on his way back home after drinking, and he was unable to understand what was happening. So what will happen next? The story is becoming more and more interesting. Santo took the Rat Knight and the princess to the odd job shop for treatment because they were both wounded. The owner of the shop quickly identified the princess and gave her a bed to sleep in. Her name was Mia and she was a 130-year-old princess. After taking them there, Santo went back to Arisa and gave medicine to Lulu. After dealing with Lulu, Santo went back to see how Mia was doing. But when he reached there, she was still sleeping as Santo and Nei were talking to each other. Mia woke up and Santo immediately ran to see her. Nei then offered Sa a horse carriage to make it easier for them to travel. Santo immediately buys it and asks Lulu to teach him how to ride it. Lulu and San went on the horse carriage and that's when San realized that they were being chased. Soto looked at a tree and found an owl gazing at him. Saso returned back to the odd job shop and met Meza. Meza told Soto that Mia is being targeted by a magician. He further elaborates that Mia has exceptional magical abilities and she's being targeted because of that. Suddenly a thunder sound is heard and Santo rushes to the main hall thinking an enemy has appeared. Santo was laughing after knowing that they'd all be afraid of thunder, and that's when Toma noticed an owl staring at them. It was the same owl that was chasing Lulu and Santo in the forest, and when Santo recognized them, it was already too late. The owl transformed into the king of the undead named Zen, and it was determined to take Mia with him. Santo stood in front of him and stated his usual introduction about being a merchant, and what bad timing it was to introduce yourself as a merchant. I mean, you're standing in front of a powerful fellow. Say, hello, I'm a merchant. Anyway, after having a little chat, Arisa and Santo fought Zen, and he was strong enough to abduct Mia and escape. Soto chased him, but ended up getting trapped in a shadow dimension. Looks like he activated his trap card. Soto easily escaped the shadow dimension, but Zen moved Soto to a cradle, and the only way to escape this cradle was to conquer it. Soto met a monster in a form of a dryad in the cradle, and that monster was able to move any person from one place to another within the cradle. When he reached the 100th floor, Santo met many Hoi that had taken the form of a human girl. Santo also fought with a giant iron golem Zen created and defeated him easily. When he confronted Zen after reaching the 200th floor, Zen promised to give Santo the Holy Sword and Mia if he could defeat his whole army. Zen took Mia and went to some other place while Zen's army started attacking Santo. Santo fought them and defeated his army easily. You know, it's always fun to see the overpowered protagonist just obliterate things. Anyway, returning to the topic, Soto confronted Zen once more, and this time, Zen was applauding him as promised. Zen gave Soto a holy sword and told him of all his tragic life. Zen also said that while he was reincarnated in this game, he was betrayed by the ones he trusted the most. Zen later begged Soto to kill him so we can meet his wife in the afterlife. Santo killed Zen and earned the title Undead King Slayer. After the death of Zen, the cradle was about to be destroyed, so Santo rescued Mia, the Dryad, and all the Hunali by taking all of them out of the cradle. All the Moni decided to stay with Santo, but he can't handle that many girls at one time. I mean, can you blame him? He's elected one girl to come with him and called her Nana. Soto reunites with Sina at the end, and gives her the earrings he purchased for her. Santo then started a new journey to take Mia back to the place where she belonged. And now I'm waiting for the reunion between Santo and Xena. Santo's interest in this realm and his desire to learn more about magic are both growing. He's honing his magical abilities so we can level up. The trip was enjoyable and interesting. Santo also experienced a memory involving a shrine close to his grandfather's home. After a long and exhausting trip, Mia is finally reunited with her family. Rat Knights enthusiastically welcome everyone and express their gratitude to Santo for looking after Mia. Santo looked into spells throughout the journey and asked Mia to test them out. She agreed and successfully mastered the bubble wash spells and cleaned everyone, except for our curious Soto, who continued acquiring new titles and conducting new experiments. Everyone slept comfortably. The following day, Santo went to an alchemy store to buy an elixir for some potions, but as soon as he entered, who was drawn to the magic scroll. Sadly, someone else had purchased all the magic scrolls from the store before him, so he must now make a direct purchase. Santo disguises himself that evening and purchases the scrolls from the same shop. Santo's obsession with these magical scrolls was solely motivated by his desire to develop his own abilities. Curious to discover the secrets of another sign of the forest, Santo crosses the barrier and is attacked by the soldiers. He then met Witch, who asked Santo to come to her house. She then teaches Santo a recipe to make a magic potion on the condition that he must deliver a letter to the city leader named Barons. Santo returned back to his home and got scolded by Erisa for coming home late the next morning. Santo sees the witch's apprentice getting chased by a group of bandits and immediately runs to help her. There are currently just 120 bottles remaining after two mysterious persons smashed the cart that was carrying the potion bottles. Barons is a cruel man and demands 300 bottles. As agreed, Saso takes up the responsibility to make the missing bottles. As per the agreement, Santo asked Lisa, Tamapoch, Lulu and Nana to help him make the vials and ordered M and Erisa to help in Aniana. Santo first did some study to make the vials dry immediately, and then tried to make a healing potion based on the knowledge which had told him. We all know Santo was good at everything, and I mean everything. He managed to complete the 300 bottles of potion before sunset. But things aren't just getting started. The Band-Aids attacked once again and destroyed everything. Santo already knew that something like this would happen, so he hid the potions before the Band-Aids could destroy them. Santo once again visited the office of Barons, and he ordered Santo to leave the city immediately as he could never fulfill the order of supplying 300 bottles of healing potion. But we're talking about Soto, and this man can literally do anything. He managed to deliver the potions before sunset, but Barons refused to sign the delivery note. That's when Count Quana entered the office and said, "I shall sign it for you." The witch exposed Barons' terrible acts, leading Count Kja to dismiss him. Barons became furious upon hearing this and attacked Khan. Both of them were fighting fiercely until Santo came in and stopped Khan from killing Birkins. Then Santo proposed that Birkins should be imprisoned rather than executed. After taking charge of these situations and making everyone happy, Santo wrote a letter to Xena in which he detailed everything that had occurred throughout his travels. Santo, along with his crew, continued their journey, and our fantastic anime ends here. And that's the end of the video. As always, if you liked what you saw, subscribe to the channel. I'll be uploading a lot of videos just like this. So I'll see you at the next one.